Hello students, welcome to Sreenath Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss about the factorization chapter, which is from class 8 mathematics. Okay students, so my name is Karthik Nune. We are creating videos on all chapters and all subjects from class 6 to class 12. So please do subscribe our channel, also like our videos, share our videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will get the immediate updates from us. Okay students, so we're going to start this session with the chapter name called as factorization. Okay students, so in this chapter factorization, what are the concepts we are going to learn? We are going to see what are the concepts we are going to learn. Just it is a type of overview of the whole chapter. So that is the introduction. Okay, which means here we are going to discuss the factorization in the case of an algebraic expressions. Okay, we have discussed how to add algebraic expressions, how to subtract algebraic expressions, and how to multiply algebraic expressions. In this current chapter, we are going to discuss about how to divide algebraic expressions and what are the factors of algebraic expressions, like all those concepts students. Okay, so this is the introduction part. That is, first we will start out the discussion with the natural numbers. So what is meant by factors and how to find out the factors for natural numbers, how we have done all the processes of finding factors for natural numbers. We just recall them and we will apply it to the algebraic expressions. Okay students, so the topic is factors of algebraic expressions. What is meant by the factors of algebraic expressions, and what is factorization, and there is a method called common factors. So by using this method, we can easily do the division of algebraic expressions and easily find out the factors. And there are some examples in it, and the factorization by regrouping the terms. Okay students, so here we are having the factorization by regrouping the terms. This is one of the method. And what is meant by regrouping? And there is an example we are going to discuss. And the factorization using identities. So we are going to use the identities for the sake of factorization students, and we will solve some problems here. And the factors of the form x plus a into x plus b. So if there is an expression, algebraic expression in the form of x plus a into x plus b, how to find out the factors and how to factorize into that form. So after that, that is about division of algebraic expressions. So once you know how to find out the factors of an algebraic expression, it is very easy to do the division of algebraic expressions. So here in algebraic expressions, we know if there is only single term, then it is the monomial. If there are two terms, then it is the binomial. If there are three terms, it is the trinomial. And if it is having more than three terms, it is the polynomial. We know about all that. So how to divide a polynomial by another polynomial, we are going to discuss about that and do some problems. And how to divide a polynomial which is containing three terms divided by monomial which is containing only one term, and take some of the examples. And next thing is how to divide a polynomial by a polynomial. In the numerator there is a polynomial, and in the case of denominator also there is a polynomial students. How to do that task, and examples are there, we're going to discuss about those. And can you find the error? So here there is a task called as finding the errors in it. So that is the end of the chapter students. So this is the overview of the present chapter which we are going to learn now students. Okay, I hope you will surely enjoy this session. So please give the like to the video so that it will be a josh for me. Okay students, so we start our discussion regarding the factorization. First thing is about the introduction. So in the introduction, factors of a natural number. So what are natural numbers students? We know that 0, 1, 1, 2. So there is no 1, 2 and 3 etc. All are what? Natural numbers. So how to find out the factors of a natural number? Okay, suppose we have a number called 30. What are the factors for it? Which means how we can write it? So we can write it as 1 into 30, and we can also write it as 2 into 15, and we can also write it as 3 into 10. in different ways we can write it, students. Okay, so in all these situations, if you observe here 3 into 10, that can be written as how much? That is 3 into 5 into 2, no, 5 2s are 10, no, which means it can be written as 2 into 3 into 5. So here if you just observe only these situations, okay, and 15 can be written as 3 into 5, no, simply it will come, and 30 can be written as 3 into 10, like this come. So if you observe, what are the factors for number 30? The factors are 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma and 5 comma. Here 3 2s is also 6, no, students. 6 into 5 we can also write it like that, that is 6 5s is also 30, no, 6 comma and 10 comma 15 comma 30. So all these are what, students? All these are factors for this number 30. So for a natural number, we can find out the factors in this term. All these are called as the factors. Okay, and out of all these, how many prime numbers are there? So if you look up for them, there are only 2 comma 3 comma 5. Only 2 3 and 5 are the prime numbers out of all these numbers. So all these are called as the factors of the number 30, and the prime numbers are called as the prime numbers in the factors are called as the prime factors of the number. So what is the difference between a factor and a prime factor? Prime factor means it is the factor of that number and it is also a prime number. Okay, factor means justly it is any number, maybe natural, maybe whole, maybe non-prime, maybe prime, whatever it may be, but it is a factor, simply factor. Okay, students, so it is a prime factor. These are the prime factors. What is the prime factor form is 2 into 3 into 5. How much it is? 2 3s are 6, 6 5s are 30. It is the prime factor form for 30, students. Okay, and what is the prime factor form? Prime factor form means we are going to write the factors in terms of prime numbers only. Prime factor form for 70. 70 means 7 into 10. 7 into 10 means that is 5, 2 into 5, no? So that is 2 into 5 into 7 is prime factor form. All these three are prime factors, no? That is the case. And next thing is, suppose if you talk about the 90, how we can write it is, if you want to write it, you can write it as 2 into 45. And this can also be written as 2 into 5 into, sorry, not 5, 3 into 15. 15 3 is 45. And you can also write it as 2 into 3 into 5, 5 3s are 15. So it is the form of prime factors. Why? Because 2 3 and 5 all are prime factors. So it is the prime factor form for the 90, students. So we can express any natural number into the factors. Okay, natural number can be expressed in terms of factors. And if you use only the prime numbers to find out the factors, then it is called as the prime factor form. So prime factor form contains only prime numbers as the factors. Okay, students, it is in the case of natural numbers. So similar to natural numbers, in the case of algebraic expressions, we are going to find out the factors. And here the word is, there is a prime number word is there. And there we get a number called as, name called as irreducible factors. What are those irreducible factors? Okay, students. So now factors of algebraic expressions. Okay, so in the class 7th we have discussed about the algebraic expressions. Okay, in algebraic expressions it is having the terms. Okay, basically algebraic expression will have terms. If it is having one term, it is monomial, two terms binomial, like that we have studied, students. Okay, and terms are formed as the product of the factors. How terms has formed? They are formed as the product of factors. If there are factors, if you multiply them, then in all these multiplications, all these products will give a term. So in the term there are product of factors, students. Okay, if you take one example, 5xy plus 3x. So it is a one term, it is the second term, two terms are there. In this term So there is a product of 5x and y. There is a product of 5x and y. So 5x and y are the factors, and the product of the factors is giving rise to a term. Understand, students? So 5x and y are the factors, and the product of the 5x and y. Okay, students. So next thing. So if you see here, it is 5xy. So it is expressed as 5 into x into y. That's it only. That is the only way to express 5xy. There is no another way to express 5xy. Okay, students. So then the simplest form is 5xy only. 5 and x and y are the factors. And out of those, here the 5 is the prime number. Okay, then it is the prime factor. So in the case of algebraic expressions, we are not having only numbers, we are having the variables itself also. That's why there is a scope for what? There is a scope for variables and numbers. So if it is only for numbers, then we have the prime numbers, but it is for variables. Is there any prime variables? No. Here what we call, in the case of algebraic expressions, we call them as the irreducible terms. Irreducible terms. If you look at the 5xy term, it cannot be reduced further. That's why it is called as the irreducible term. And this 5xy is analogous and similar to the this irreducible term is similar to the prime factors, prime numbers. Okay, students. So in the case of natural numbers, we call them as the prime numbers, which cannot be divided further or which cannot be simplified further. In the case of algebraic expressions, we call as the irreducible terms, which cannot be reduced further. Okay, students. So that is the case and that is the meaning. So now if you consider 3x into x plus 2. So how we can write it as? We can write it as product of, it is a single term, there is a product, basically multiplication. So it can be written as product of the factors, that is 3 into x plus 2. It is all these three are factors. So here the 3x and x plus 2 are the factors under the irreducible factors. We can't reduce further. We can't reduce further 3, we can't reduce x, we can't reduce x plus 2 further. Then these are the irreducible factors of the algebraic expression, students. Okay, that is the case. And there is another example, that is 10x into x plus 2 into y plus 3. So in this algebraic expression, if you see, so 10 into x plus 2 into y plus 3. We are having the 4 factors here. We can't reduce further the 10, we can't reduce x, we can't reduce x plus 2, and we can't reduce y plus 3 further. Okay, students. So these are the cases here we are having. Okay, we can't reduce. So these are the irreducible factors. So we can reduce to 10 in terms of 2 into 5. So that is the smallest form in terms of prime numbers. That's it, students. So now the question is, what is factorization? What does it mean? So when we factorize an algebraic expression, any algebraic expression, whatever you want, you can take. While doing the factorization, what we are doing is we are writing it in terms of its factors, product of factors. Okay, in the previous example also we are having what? I'll take the simple example to explain. So in the case of 3x into x plus 2, it is an algebraic expression, maybe a term, and we are doing the factorization for it, which means what we are doing, we are writing it in terms of the product of the factors. So 3x x plus 2, these are the irreducible factors. We are writing them as the product of the factors. It is, we call them it as the factorization, students. Okay, so if you see 3xy, 5x square y, all these are already in the factor form. They're in the factor form, they can be easily write as product of the factors. Okay, students, just we can by seeing it, you can read them, you can say them. Okay, and if you see these factors can be easily understood and easily predicted. But what about 2x plus 4? It is an algebraic expression and it is a binomial because it is containing two terms. What are the factors for it? What is the factorization for it? So it is somewhat complicated. We can't just tell by seeing it, simply seeing it. But here in case we can simply seeing it, we can tell. So 3 is the factor and x is the factor and x plus 2 is the factor. Okay students, so that is the case. And suppose if you are having x square plus 5x plus 6, so by simply seeing it we can't predict, no, this is the factor and this is the factor, like that students. Okay, so in this type of situations we have to develop some new techniques to find out the factors for this type of numbers or this type of expressions. Okay, so here we use a method called method of common factors. Okay, so we'll start with the simple that is 2x plus 4 only. So 2x plus 4, it is an algebraic expression called as the binomial. And in it we are having two terms. So if you talk about the first term, it is 2x, and the second term, it is the 4. So how we can write or how we can further reduce the first term, that it can be reduced as 2 into x. So can you further reduce it? No, it is the final most reducible form. So here 2 and x are the irreducible factors of the 2x. Coming to the 4, we can reduce it. Yes, it is written as 2 into 2. So further, can you reduce it? No, we can't reduce it. So these two are the irreducible factors and it is the irreducible factor form. And as they are the product of the factors, it is the factorization. So here we have to add them. So which means 2x plus 4, which is equals to 2 into x plus 2 into 2. So here a situation arises. What is the situation? If you just observe the two terms and the practice of the two terms, there is a common factor in the two terms. What it is? That is obviously correct, that is 2. So why can't we take out 2, or why can't we take 2 as a common? So we are taking 2 as a common, and what is the left? That is x, and what here left? It is 2. So it is the 2 into x plus 2. So finally 2x plus 4 we have written in the form of 2 into x plus 2. So the 2x plus 4 is reduced into the form of 2 into x plus 2. So by seeing the 2 into x plus 2, you can simply say what are the factors of 2 into x plus 2. And the factors of 2 into x plus 2 are nothing but the factors of 2x plus 4. So now our question is, what is the factors of 2 into x plus 2? By simply seeing it, we can say 2 is one of the factor for it and x plus 2 is the another factor for it. So these two are the factors. So here we have find out the factors, which means the factorization. How? By simply taking the common factor as common. Okay students. So this is the method. Previously we can't judge it by simply seeing it, but now we have performed the task and taken the 2 as the common, and we can judge or simply predict or confirm that 2 and x plus 2 are the both factors of the expression 2x plus 4. So this is the way of performing the factorization in the case of binomials using the method of common factors. Okay, so here we are going to see another example. Suppose here we are having that 5xy plus 10x. So how to do this task? Here we are having the 5xy, it is the one term, and 10x, it is the another term. So how we can write the 5xy into a reducible factor form? That is, we can write it as 5 into x into y, and we also write it as 10 into x, means it is also 2 into 5 into x. So beyond that, can you further reduce it? No. So this is the most reducible form, factor form of this term 10x. So we have to add these two factors. Sorry, we have to add these two terms, and these two terms are in the factorial form. So if you clearly observe, there are two factors which are common. One is the x and another is the 5. So if you take that common factor 5x and if you simply write it, what you will get is y plus 2. So this is the simplest form and the reducible form of the 5xy plus 10x students. So by seeing it, you can simply say what are the irreducible factors of 5x y plus 2. They are simply 5x and y plus 2. So these three are the irreducible factors simply. Okay students, so as 5x into y plus 2 is equals to 5x plus 10x, the factors of 5x into y plus 2 are equal to factors of 5x y plus 10x. So for this, the factors are 5 into x into y plus 2. That's it students. Like that we have to find out the factors. So the method we are using the common factors. We are taking out the common factors. So and further in this case students, we can further add them using the distributive law also students. So no problem in it. We can add them in the using distributive law. So we will do some examples so that we will get some clear understanding. That is the example one here. So factorize, we have to do the factorization for 12a square b plus 15ab square. So it is an algebraic expression and it is a binomial. It is containing the two terms. We have to take this every term as separate. It is 12a square b and 15ab square. So in this 12a square b, how we can write in the terms of factors, irreducible forms. That is, we can write it as 2 into 2 into 3. So 2 to the 4, 4 3 is 12. So it is the maximum reducible format into a into a into b. So it is the most reducible form of this 12a square b. Okay students, now we have to repeat the same process for the next 15ab square. So 15 can be written as 3 into 5 into a into b into b. So we have write them in the form of product of factors. So now we have to combine these two things. So by doing so, if you are going to combine these two things, how to our aim is to take the common factors. So if you observe, here there is 3 and here also there is 3, and here there is a, and here also there is a, and here there is b, and here also there is b. So all these terms which I marked with green ink or green color are common. So these are the common factors. So we are taking out the common factors. Then by adding, it will give rise the 3ab. I have taken them as a common. And what are left in the first term? 2 into 2 and a. So it is 2 into 2 into a, which is nothing but 4a plus what are left here? 5 into b. So 5b. So this is the most simplest and irreducible form of the given expression. So by doing it or by seeing it, we can simply judge or predict that 3 is a factor, a is a factor, b is a factor, 4a plus 5b is also a factor, and these are the irreducible factors. So that is the way of performing the task students, and these are the common factors. And the next example too. So we have to factorize the 10x square minus 18x cube plus 14x power 4. Okay, how to do it? Here we are having 3 terms. So take every term in the 10, we can write it as 2 into 5 into x into ex. And in the case of 18, how we can write is, that is 6 3s are 18, and 6 can be written as 2 3s. So it is 2 into 3 into 3 into x cube. And coming to the 14, it can be written as 7 2s. Okay, into x power 4. So this is the case, and what we have to do is we have to look for the factors which are common in all 3 terms. If you look, there is a 2 here and there is x here, there is a 2 here and there is a x here, and there is a 2 here and there is x here. Of course here there are 4 x's, but what we require is only 1 x. Of course here also 3 x's, what we require is 1 x. Of course here there are 2 x's, but what we require is 1 x. So we are taking the common factor as 2 into x, that is simply 2x as the common thing. So what are left if you take out the 2x as a common factor is 5x. Here there is a minus symbol, and 3 3s is 9, and we have taken 1x, that's why the remaining is x square. Next, coming to this, here we are taking out this 2, there is a 7, and we have taken out the x, there is a x cube. So this is the way of representing students, and we can further simplify, means we can write it in a good way, that is 7x cube minus 9x square plus 5x. So by simply saying it, we can say it is having the 2 factors. one is the 2x, and one is the 7x square minus 9x plus 5x. So this is way of doing the problems for finding the factors of an algebraic expression. Okay, students. So if they are as the product of the factors, then we can easily find them. So next method we are following to find out the factors is factorization by regrouping the terms. Okay, students, what is meant by regrouping? We will explain here. So just explain, observe the example, that is 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3. So in this expression, if you just look at these two terms, so you may got an idea that here and is 2 and here is also 2, here is the y and here is the y. So we can take 2y as a common factor from these two terms. But what about the other terms? Is there 2y in the other two terms? No. So in the previous examples, how we perform the task? So we are taking the factors as the common if that factor is a factor present in each term of the expression. But here it is present in only two terms out of the four terms. When we can take out that factor as common is whenever it is there, its presence is there, it is existed in four terms of the what are the total terms. So we can't take 2y as the common factors. And coming to observe these two things, here there is a 3 and here is also there is 3. So you may got doubt and we can take 3 and 3 are common. But in these terms there is no 3. Suppose if you look at the 3x and 2xy, both we are having the x as the common, but remaining terms are not having it. So there is no single common factor out of all the terms. So the method of common factors will not help us here to find out the factors. So we have to look for another method. So here we are using another method that is called as regrouping terms. Okay, students, how we will do the task? So first we will break or make 2xy plus 2y as one group and 3x plus 3 as another group. So if you just think of the 2x plus 2y, then it will write as 2 into x into y plus 2 into y. Okay, students, and look at these two terms. In both terms 2 and y are common. So if you take 2 out and if you take y out, as it is the common in both the terms, no, what is remaining? That is x plus, is there anything? Nothing. So it is 1. So 2xy plus 2y can be written as 2y into x plus 1. And the factors of 2xy plus 2y are equals to the factors of 2y into x plus 1. And the factors of 2y into x plus 1 are very simple. That is 2 into y into x plus 1. Wait, students, but 2xy plus 2y is not our expression and not our task to find out for this. We have to find out for whole expression. So we will do the same task for the next expression also. We'll just make note of it. Now we will take the next expression, that next two terms, that is 3x plus 3. So if you look at this term, in both the terms 3 is the common we are taking out, and what remaining is x and it is 1. So here 3x plus 3, in this term what is the common is x plus 1. So our main expression is what we will write. Our main expression is 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3. What we have done is we have grouped these two terms as one and we have grouped these two terms as one. So what is the result for it? Now we have find out the common factors for it and we have write it there, and we are going to write down here, that is 2y into x plus 1 plus, here this is the another group, that is 3 into x plus 1. So finally we have written the answers for it. So now the four terms are reduced to two terms, and now if you observe for the two terms, is there any common factor in it? Yes, there is one common factor out of the two terms, and that is the x plus 1 is the common out of the two terms. So why can't we take it out? Yes, we can take it out. We have taken it out. And what are the remaining? That is 2y remaining here and 3 remaining here. So we are writing it in this form. So if you observe here, so both are having a product symbol. So these two are the product of the factors, irreducible factors for this expression. So for this whole expression, the factors are x plus y and 2y plus 3. These two are the factors. So here how we have find out the factors and how we have performed the factorization is by grouping the terms. Okay, that is the way of doing tasks. And what is meant by regrouping? Suppose the above expression was given as 2xy3 plus 2y plus 3x. Okay, but it is 2xy 2. The expression is 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3. So here what we are doing is, suppose friends, suppose the expression is 2xy plus 3 plus 2y plus 3x. This is the given expression and we have to find out the factors for it. How we will do this task? So by seeing it, it is somewhat difficult, but we know the grouping concept. So if you want to apply the grouping concept also, it is somewhat difficult. Why? Because means in these two terms there is no common, in these two terms there is no common factor. So in this case we are going to rearrange these terms. We have to change the position of these terms and it is called as regrouping. So what we are doing is, if you observe the 2xy and the 2y, in both these terms there are common factors. That's why you can group these two terms as a single term, that is 2xy plus 2y. We are making it as a one group. And what are left in these two terms also common factors are there, so 3x plus 3, so it is the another group. So like that we are shifting the positions and it is called as the regrouping. So like that if you do the task, you can move the further in the simple process, which is the previous process. Okay students, so if you do like that, what you will get here, 2y is the common and what you get is the x plus 1, and here 3 is the common, what you are getting is the x plus 1. So if you the 4 are reduced to two factors, two terms, and in the two terms there is a common factor, that is x plus 1. If you take it out, what is remaining is 2y plus 3. So thus the whole expression is reduced into two factors. By the method of regrouping, we are able to find out the answers. So first method is taking common factors. Sometimes it does not looks having the common factors. We have to use the grouping method for two terms or the three terms, what are maybe. So even though for applying grouping method, if there is no terms side by sides and terms are available, you can take any of the terms and make any of them as the groups. So here we are going to factorize this 6x y minus 4y plus 6 minus 9x, this term, this expression students. So just first thing is look at for the common factors. Is there any common factors? No. So there are common factors in 2 or 3 terms, not in all terms. So we have to shift to the next process, that is grouping. How we can do the process? So if you see here, if you observe in these two terms, there is y as the common, and in these two terms we can take 3 as the common. Okay students, okay, so we are making these two as one group. So 6xy minus 4y, it is the one group. So in the both cases you can take 2 also as the common. So 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are also 4. So we can write it as 2 into 3 into xy minus 2 into 2 into y. So we can take 2 and y. So 2y is taken common. What left is 3x minus what left is 2. So this can be written as like this. And coming to 6 minus 9x. In the both cases, what is the common is 3. Why? Because means it can be written as 2 into 3 minus it can be written as 3 into 3 into x. You can take 3 as the common. What you left is 2 minus. What you left is 2 minus 3x. Okay students, so and one more thing here, what you can do is if you take minus as the common, then that is minus 3 into 3x minus 2. So if you add both these things, if you add these two things, it will be like that, 2y into 3x minus 2 and minus 3 into 3x minus 2. You have to subtract these two terms, and in the both terms 3x minus 2 is a common factor. If you are taking out 2y minus 3 is the left. So the expression given is factorized into two factors which cannot be reduced. like this, students. You can do the task like this. So that is the way of using the factors, students. Next thing is factorization using the identities. So we have studied about identities. What are the identities we are having is a plus b whole square. It is an identity. It is identical equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And what is the another identity we are having is a minus b whole square. What about it? It is a square minus 2ab plus b square. And what about a square minus b square? So it is nothing but a plus b into a minus b. So these three are the identities we are having. So at any point of time, if there is any expression which is similar to this expression, you can write it in terms of a plus b whole square. The same apply for the next two identity students. So this will make the factorization more easy, more simple. So we will do some examples so that we can understand how these are applicable. So example 4. So x square plus 8x plus 16 is there. So observe this expression. Finding the common factors, there is no scope. Grouping also, there is no scope. The next step is what? It is the identities. Look for the identities. So if you look on it, here it is an x square plus, it can be reduced as, that is 2 into 2 to the 4 and 4 2s are 8. Okay students, 2 into x plus it 16 can be written as 4 square. So you can further reduce it as, change it as x square into 2 into 2 2s means 4. So x into 4 plus 4 square. So if you just look at this expression and just recall the algebraic identity, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So just match up the both and compare the both. In the place of x, there is, in the place of a, there is x. So a is equals to x, and in the place of 2 is there, and in the place of a there is x, which we have already discussed, and in the place of b there is 4. Here b square is equal to 4. Place of b there is 4. So what is the formula? What is the identity if there is a square plus 2ab plus b square, which is a plus b whole square? But what are a and b? They are x and plus, therefore it is x plus 4 whole square. So this is the way of finding the factor, students. So the factorization for x square plus 8x plus 16 is what? It is x plus 4 whole square. So it is having two factors and the two factors are same. That is the method, students. So I will explain you with the sixth example, that is 49p square minus 36. So by doing for using the identities or for using this factorization, we have to learn about we have to remember about the squares. That is 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and 5 square is 25, and the 6 square is 36, and the 7 square is 49, and the 8 square is 64, and the 9 square is 81, and the 10 square is 100. And further 15 square is 225, I think next 25 square is 625. You have to remember at least these squares, so that you, by seeing them, you will get immediately an doubt and a clue for it. If you see here 49, it is the square of 7, so you can write it as 7 square p square minus, here is 36, it is the square of 6, so we can write it as 6 square. So here there is a 7 square and p square. How we can write it as? We can club the 7p and write it as 7p square minus 6 square. And by seeing it, have you got any doubt or any clue regarding the identities? Just remember them. And there is an identity called a square minus b square. If you look at here, in the place of a there is 7p and in the place of b there is 6. So we can write it as a square minus b square. What is the formula for it? What is the identity for it? That is a plus b into a minus b. So here a is 7p and the b is 6. So how we can write it? We can simply write it as a plus b into a minus b. which means 7p plus 6 into 7p minus 6. So that is the way of doing task. So the factors for the 49p square minus 36 is 7p plus c into 7p minus 6. So that is the way of doing, students. And m square minus 256 is the also the same way. So I will explain you this so that it will be helpful. So here there is a tricky one, that 4y square minus 12y plus 9. So it is also same thing, students, not that much of tricky. So it is here we use the identity. I will tell you the clue for the example 5. So here the identity we are using is a square minus 2ab plus b square, which is identical equals to a minus b whole square. So this is the identity we are using here, that is 4y square minus 12y plus 9. So try to find out what is the value of a and what is the value of b. I am giving you the clue that this identity has used there. Okay, and I will do the 7th problem. So there is a square minus 2ab plus b square minus c square. If you see it in this expression itself, there is an identity, that is the a square minus 2ab plus b square. What is the formula? Just now I have told you, that is a minus b whole square. So we can write it as a minus b whole square and minus c square. So further again, there is some another identity which can be fitted here. What is that, students? So that is nothing but what we know, what are the 3 identities and what is the third identity, that is a plus b into a minus b is what, students? It is a square minus b square. So if you see anything square minus anything square, just recall that a plus b into a minus b identity. So here there is a term. Don't see that a and b. There are 2 terms in it. Don't see that. But what you have to see is there is a bracket and there is a square. And here also there is some term, whatever it may be, there is square. So something square minus something square means it is the formula for it. So we can apply that formula, and it is what? It is a minus b. It is the first term plus second term, no. So then it is c. Next, into product into second term, first term minus second term. First term is a minus b and the second term is minus c. So like that we have to do. So here the a and b words are confusing. So you will get confused by applying the formula to this answer. So that is the main intention of the textbook written students. Okay, so that is the case. Next, if there are factors of the form x plus a into x minus b, how to do this task? Okay, students. So there are some expressions and we can solve it. You will get by using a form here. Okay, students. So this is the another case. So if you see here, suppose if there is x square plus 5x plus 6, if you observe it, okay, in this type of situations, we can't write it as a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square or anything identity. So in this type of situations, so first thing is simply finding for common factors. There are non-common factors in this expression. Next thing is grouping. So we can't group anything. We can't regroup it also. And next procedure is identities. So there is no identity here. So what is the next thing we can use to find the factors of algebraic expressions? So if you see here, in this type of examples, here we are using a one identity. Okay, students, that is here, that is x square plus a plus b into x plus ab is equals to x plus a into x plus b. So you have to remember, it is one of the most important thing. It will not leave you in your entire life of education. Most highly used formula for finding the roots or finding the factors, whatever it may be, students. Okay, so we will see some examples so that it will you can understand it more beautifully. Suppose we are going to do this factorization for the same term which we have discussed previously, that is x square plus 5x plus 6. So how we have to do is, we have to, so there is x square and there is a square term, and there is x here also, there is x, and there is no x here, there is also no x here. So in this type of situation, so which is identical to this, so the given expression is identical to this, but we have to find out the what are the values of A and what are the values of B. So that is our main task here. So how to do the task, students? So the sum of A plus B must be equals to the term, must be equals to the coefficient of x, equals to coefficient of x, must be equals to coefficient of x, and product of A and B must be equals to the constant term, which is the end term. So we have to find out two terms. If you add these two terms, then that must be equals to the coefficient of x, and if you product those two terms, then it must give the constant term, which means if you add anything you have to get the 5, and if you do multiply anything means any two numbers, then you have to get 6. So how we can achieve it? So first thing is, when you multiply two factors you will get 6. So we have to write for the factors of the constant term. Here the constant term is 6, and what are the factors for it? Simply 1 into 6 is one of the factor, 2 into 3 is the another factor. Is there any factor for it? No. So out of these, which one we have to select? Okay, suppose if you take it as a value and it as the B value, by adding it or subtracting it, what we have to get? We have to get the 5. So if you add 1 plus 6, is it giving the 5? No, it is giving 7. Suppose if you subtract 1 minus 6, it is giving the 5? No, it is giving minus 5. So there is 5 but not purely 5, minus 5. So how we can do this task? Okay, so you can write it as 6 minus 1, it is a 5. So like that you can take A value as 6 and B value as minus 1. Suppose if you are not liking the negative numbers, sir, I don't want negative numbers, I only want few positive numbers, like if it is your case, then you can choose these numbers also. If you take A as the 2 and B as the 3 and try to add them, that is A plus B, it is giving 2 plus 3, that is equal to 5. Simply by adding it is giving. So and here also the formula is A plus B only. Okay, so we can take 2 and 3 as the two factors for 6. So the A and B values are 2 and 3. So it is the 2 and it is the 3. So we have to rewrite this in the form of this expression, that is x square plus 2 plus 3 into x plus 2 into 3, that is 6. You can write it as like that. So if you do like that, if you write it here, the A value is 2 and B value is 3, and if you want the direct answer, just apply the formula, that is x plus A into x plus B, which means the answer is x plus 2 into x plus 3. So the answer for this expression is x plus 2 into x plus 3. You can directly apply this. Suppose you have forgotten this formula, don't worry. If you can write in like this, from this also you can get the answer. How it happens is, that is x square, just simply multiply the x with the both terms, then you will get 2x plus 3x plus 6. So now you can use the grouping concept, that is you can group these together and these together, and you can take the x as a common, then you will get x plus 2, and here you can take 3 as the common, you will get x plus 2. Then out of these two terms you will get x plus 2 as the common, and left is the x plus 3. So in this case the answer is x plus 2 and x plus 3. By directly applying the formula also you will get the x plus 2 and x plus 3 now, students. So that is the beauty. So is the another thing you have to try it, and I will help you to find out this value, that is z square minus 4z minus 12. So it is also like x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. There is z square in terms of x, there is z, that is the only thing here, students. So how we can do this task? So main thing is you have to look up for the constant term, that is the 12, that is the minus 12, and you have to find out the factors for it, that is 1 into 12 and 2 into 6 and 3 into 4. These are the factors, and out of these, when you add them or subtract them, what we have to get is 4 minus 4. You have to get the minus 4. So in which case you will get the minus 4? By adding or subtracting. If you add or subtract, 1 plus 12 is 13, 1 minus 12 is 1 plus 12 is 13, 1 minus 12 is 11. No, not possible. 4 minus 3 or 4 plus 3 is 7, or the extreme is 1. Not possible. So these two things. If you write 2 minus 6, it is minus 4, or 6 minus 2 is also 4. So we want 2 minus, if you write 2 minus 6, it is minus 4. And so finally, A is equals to 2 and B is equals to minus 4. See, if you multiply them, that is 2 into minus 4 is equals to minus 12. So, okay students, no, it is the sixth term, is the 6. Minus 12. So what we require is the minus 12 for the constant term. And if you add them, that is 2 minus 6, it is minus 4. So this is the what we have want here. So we can take A is 2 and B equal to minus 6, and you can write it like that. So we can simply apply the formula, and the answer is x plus A into x plus B. That is, here in the place of A we have to write x plus 2, and in the place of B you have to write minus 6, so that it becomes x minus 6. Okay students, so but in this given expression there are no x's but there are z's. So the answer is z plus 2 into z minus 6. That's it students. Variable may be any letter, no problem it. Try to do this example also. So next problem is regarding division of algebraic expressions. Okay students, division of algebraic expressions. How to do this task? How to divide? So we have learned about adding algebraic expressions, we have learned about multiplying them, but how to divide them? Okay students, so in the case of normal natural numbers, how do we do the division? So suppose if you are having the 56, we are writing it as 7 into 3, and suppose if you divide the 56 with 7, you will get 8, and suppose if you are dividing the 56 with 8, you will get 7. So if you know the factors, you can know easily the division. That's why you have learnt about the factors for algebraic expressions. Okay, and here there are 6x cubed. So it is a expression, and we can write it as 2x into 3x square. Okay, so if you divide the 6x cubed by 2x, it is both are the algebraic expressions. What you will get is simply 3x square. And if suppose you were dividing 6x cubed by 3x square, what you get is simply 2x. And here there is another example, that is 5x into x plus 4. How we can write it as? It is maybe written as 5x square plus 20x. So if you want to divide the 5x square plus 20x divided by 5x, what is the answer? As it is the term contained in terms of factors like this, the answer is x plus 4, and the quite opposite for it also possible. So that is the concept. So now we are going to discuss about the division of a monomial by another monomial. Monomial by another monomial. How to do this task? So here we are having the 6x cube is the one monomial, and 2x it is the another monomial. How to do the division? So for that, first we have to write them in the irreducible forms. 6x cube, what is the irreducible form for it? Factors is 2 into 3 into x into x into x divided by what? For 2x it is 2 into x. So by dividing it, so out of all these you can take 2x as a common, and 2x if you take common, whatever the left is 3 into x, and in the denominator there is 2x. So if you divide both these things, these will be cancelled out, and what we are left is 3x square. So 6x cube divided by 2x is equal to 3x square. Okay, students. We'll do the following divisions. That is minus 20x power 4 divided by 10x square. So if you want to write, first thing is irreducible form. That is minus 2 into and 5 to the 10, 2 into 5 into, there are x power 4, but I am simply writing it as x into x into x into another x. Okay, divided by, there is 10, which means 2 into 5 into x into x. So out of these you can cancel out this 2 and this 5 and this 5 and this x and this x and this x and this x, common things. Okay, so what we left is 2, and in the numerator there are 2x square, those 2x square, that is the minus symbol, minus 2x square. Like that you can do the perform the exponential. So here there is 7x square y square z square and divided by 14x y z. Okay, if you do this task, you can write it as 7, you can't further reduce it, you can write it as x into x, y into y, like that, x into x, y into y, z into z. Divided by 14 means 2 into 7 into x into y into z. So 1x cancel, 1y cancel, 1z will be cancelled, and 17 will be cancelled, and there is x, y, z in the numerator and there is 2 in the denominator. So that is the way of performing the task, students. So we have discussed how to divide a monomial by a monomial. Now how to divide a polynomial by a monomial. Polynomials, it may contain 2 terms, 3 terms, whatever it may be. We'll do the task. So here we are having the 4y cube plus 5y square plus 6y. It is the polynomial. Okay, and we have to divide it with 2y. How to do this task? For that, first we have to consider this, and we have to write each term in it in the reducible form, and you have to take out the common factors in it. Okay, students. So for that, if you look at for the 4y cube plus 5y square plus 6y, 4 can be written as 2 into y cube plus 5 into y square plus 2 into 3 into y square. Sorry, y. So, okay, students, how we can write it? We can write it as 2 into y into 2y square. Okay, here also we can write it as 2y into 5y by 2. 2 will cancel and 5y square is remaining, and we can write it as 2y into 3. So in all these terms, 2y is a common term, we can take it out, and 2y square plus, okay, here 5 by 2y plus 2y is the remaining. 2y have taken common, 3 is remaining. It looks like cube, students, but it is not cube, it is the 3. So this is the term we have written like this. In the place of 4y cube plus 5y square plus 6y, you have to write it, that is 2y into 2y square plus 5 by 2y plus 3. In the divider there is 2y, you have to divide with it, so 2y get cancelled as the common factors. The remaining answer is this. So that is the way of performing the examples. Here there is an example 14, and 24 into x square yz plus xy square z plus xyz square. You have to divide it with y, 8xyz. So first thing we have to write it in the terms of factors. That's why I'm writing 24 as how 2 into 2 is a 4, 4 2 is a 8, 8 3 is a 24, 3. And I am writing x square yz is there, xy square z is there, xyz is there. So what we can do is that, friends, in every term there is xyz. In every term there is x, y, z. So we can take x, y, z as the common thing out of all. And what is left here? There is only one x left here. What is left here? Only one y is left here. What is left here? One z is left here. You can write it. So how you can write it as? You can club these things. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8 into 3 into x, y, z. Or you can write it as 8x, y, z as one term and into 3 and into x plus y plus z. Sir, why we have written 8y, x, y, z as one term, sir? Since we have to divide it with 8 x, y, z, no. So we have to divide it with 8 x, y, z. So these will be cancelled out. What remaining is 3 into x plus y plus z. So that is the way of finding the answer. Okay. Next, division of algebraic expressions. Now we have divided a polynomial by a monomial. Now we are going to divide a polynomial by another polynomial. So here the example is 7x square plus 14x is there. It is a polynomial and we have to divide it with x plus 2. What we have to do means, first we have to take this one and we have to write them find the factors for it, factor form. That is 7x square is 7 into x and 14x is 2 into 7 into x divided by x plus 2, and you have to write it as in the both terms 7x is the common thing. So 7x, when you taken out, x plus 2 is the remaining, and in the divider also there is x plus 2. These two will cancel out. Answer is 7x. So the method is that, students, we have to find out in the factors form, irreducible factors form. That's why in the beginning of this chapter we have learned more and more about the factors. So they are most useful in the divisions. Okay, students. Okay. So there is an example we have to do. Here 44 into x power 4 minus 5x cube minus 24x square. We have to divide it with 11x into x minus 8. So how to do this task? Simply first write the numerator and try to write it in the irreducible form. So if you write 44 x power 4 minus 5x cube minus 24x square in the irreducible form, where is the 44? You can write it as 2 into 11. 2 to the 4, 4 into 11 is 11, and you can take x square in all these three terms. If you take x square as the common, what left is x square minus 5, what left is x minus 24. So in the division, what we are having is 11 x into x minus 8. So we have to do further also. So we can write it as 4 into 11 into 11x square into 5x square minus 5x minus 24. That is 4 into 11x square into, here you can write it further. You can make it further. It is in the form of x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. And that is identical equals to x plus a into x plus b. Okay. If you do this task, what you will get? That is x square. Okay, minus 8x plus 3x minus 24. You can write it like that. And simply by using this formula, you can write it as x plus 3 into x minus 8. So the numerator is this value. We are writing the numerator as x square into 4 into x minus 8 into x plus 3. And what is the denominator? Denominator is 11x into x minus 8. So x minus x will cancel, 11 cancel, x cancel. So there is what left is 4x into x plus 3. This is the answer. So that is the way of doing, students. Try this by your own, it will be more helpful for you. Okay, so here is just a thing that can you find the error, students. So while solving an equation, so these are the problems, students, you can simply get. So here there is 3x plus x plus 5x is equal to 72. So therefore 8x equal to 72 and x equal to x 72 by 8 by 9. But what here the problem is, here if you add 3x and 5x and plus x, you will get here the 9x, not 8x. So that is the problem here, students. Okay, so you have to find out the problems in it, simple calculations. That's it, students. So finally our chapter is completed, students. Hope we have understood well. So if you have any doubts regarding this chapter, these are the problems, so please do comment below. Then we will help you, we will reach out, students. So now we will see simply the summary of this whole chapter. Okay, so factorization, it is the chapter we have discussed, and in the case of natural numbers, we know how to write them, the factors and the prime factors. Prime factors are the irreducible terms, and in the case of algebraic expressions also we can write it in terms of the factors, and the factors which cannot be reducible further are called as irreducible factors, and any expression written in the form of irreducible factors is called as the irreducible form. And factorization means finding the factors by taking common factors out. So first method is common factors. Taking common factors out, we can perform the factorization easily. You can convert them into the irreducible forms. The next method is grouping them. So by grouping sum of terms, we can get the factorization done, and by regrouping also we can done, and using the identities also we can perform the factorization, which means to get the most reducible form, which is the product of the factors. The next thing is, here there is an important formula, that is x square plus a plus b into x plus ab is equals to x plus a into x plus b. It is one of the form. We perform some examples on it, and further we have discussed about the division, and a monomial by monomial division, and a polynomial by monomial division, and the polynomial by polynomial division. Every time main thing in the case of division is we uses the factorization. So we have discussed a lot about factorization. We can use any of the method to find out the factorizations and the factors. Then here the division will be most easy. That's it, students. The summary of this session is also completed. So have a nice day and all the best for your future exams. So at the end, don't forget to subscribe us. Don't forget to hit the bell icon. Bye bye, students.